Shalom, hi Omanim and Omanut. It's your Mora Omanut, Eva, and I am so excited about this week's project. So it is a certain holiday coming up. It has to do with the month that we're in, which is Shevat. Can you think of a Jewish holiday that we celebrate every year that has the word Shevat in it, named after the month that it falls in? Yeah, so if you guessed Tu B'Shvat, you were right. And what is Tu B'Shvat? So Tu B'Shvat in Hebrew literally means the 15th day of Shevat. The 15th is Tu, and Shvat is the month Shevat. And on Tu B'Shvat, we are celebrating and honoring trees. So we call it the birthday of the trees. Why do we celebrate trees? Why are trees so important to Jewish people and to all people? Trees are so important to Jewish people that we even call the Torah, which is like the most important thing to Jewish people, right, is the Torah. We even call the Torah Etz Chayim. So Etz is tree, and Chayim is life. So when you put those two words together, Etz, tree, Chayim, life, you get tree of life. And so we call the Torah the tree of life. We say it is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, so those who hold on tight to it. And all of its supporters are happy. So Torah brings us life, trees bring us life. So trees not only bring us shelter and food, but they give us breath, which is literally breath is life, right? Without breath, we're not alive. Trees give us breath, give us oxygen, and we also give trees breath. We give them CO2, carbon dioxide, which is their air. So we actually support each other's lives. We support trees living and they support us living. So together we can live on this earth. So we are honoring trees today, and for this very special art project, we are going to be making our very own tree of life. So each of us has our own life with special moments and experiences and ways that we have grown and times that we've grown. And if you look at the cross section of a tree, so this is the slice of a tree trunk, right? If you look at it, you can actually see the tree's growth through its life, because trees grow for a long time, right? They are often really old, and our elders, our ancestors, they've seen a lot. And notice, like, just look at it, see what you notice. What do you notice? What shapes do you see? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What else do you notice about it? What do you wonder about it? So I notice that in the center of the slice, there is a dot. And then from that dot, there are smaller circles and bigger circles and bigger circles, and there's circles within circles. Did you notice that too? I also notice that the outside of the tree ring looks different from the rest of it. It is darker in color and it's a little bumpier and thicker. And that is the bark. It's like the skin of the tree that protects it from getting hurt. And are all of the circles perfectly lined up and perfectly round? No, they're a little bit squiggly sometimes. They're a little bit wonky, and kind of like how every human has a different fingerprint from another human, each tree has a different ring from other trees. So it's a very unique record, or even we could think of it as a book, like a little Torah of this tree's story, of this tree's life and how they have grown and lived in the world. So I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed that there are lighter circles and darker circles. And the lighter circles are a little bit thicker and the darker circles are a little bit thinner. Did you notice that? The lighter circles is called springwood because trees grow in the spring. And so every time you see a light brown circle, that is how much that tree grew that spring. Each of the darker sort of lines, right, they're thinner, is the summer growth. And so they actually grow less in the summer because it's the end of the growing season. So we call that summerwood. And if we count each of these lines, let's say we count each of the summer brown, dark brown lines, that equals 1 year of this tree's life. So look at your tree. Can you count how old it is? It's pretty old. A lot of them are really old, right? And so in your tree ring of life, in your Etz Chayim, how many rings does your tree ring have? We're going to draw our very own Etz Chayim tree of life.
So you're going to start in the middle of your paper, and I'm using a series of pens of different thicknesses, but you can also use markers, crayons, paints, whatever you want. And you're going to start by making a dot. And then we're going to start making circles around that dot. Each one gets bigger than the last one. These are called concentric circles. And you do as many as the number of years old you are. So if you're 5 years old, you're going to make 5 circles. You want to fill your paper so you can make your rings bigger than I made mine. I had to make mine small to fit my paper because there were 32 of them. You can draw the bark around your tree ring. And now I'm going to take my really skinny pen and I'm going to write in each of the rings special moments or experiences where I feel like I grew. It could be times when my body grew, like when I lost my first tooth or got my first haircut, or it could be times of emotional growth or family growth. Maybe a sibling or a pet came into your family. Maybe it was trying something for the first time and loving it. Maybe it was something you learned. Maybe it was starting at a new school. For your first years of being alive, you may not remember much, so you can actually ask your parent or grown-up about you as a baby, and you can fill it in with stories that they tell you. And the beautiful thing about this activity is that every year that you grow and get older, you can do it again, revisit this activity, and add a new ring to your tree. And I decided I wanted to put that beautiful Proverbs quote on my art piece. So I looked it up and I copied the letters, first in pencil, and then I went over it in pen. And then I erased the pencil lines once the ink was dry.
Okay, Omanim and Omanut, I hope you enjoy this project as much as I did. I can't wait to see what is on your tree of life and what important moments and growth periods you've had throughout your life. And I also can't wait to see how your tree of life grows throughout the years. That Proverbs passage that says, Torah is a tree of life, and whoever holds on to her is blessed, right? Whoever holds on to her is happy. and benefits from her. And so we can think about this in terms of the tree of our own life, as we did today. We can think of this in terms of an actual tree, right? And the life cycles that we find all around us in nature and in our world. And we can also think about this in terms of Torah. Our lives depend on Torah for life and for growth. And I just love that image so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful Tu B'Shvat. Maybe plant a tree. I know I'm going to plant a tree in my yard. If you have the ability to do that, that's so awesome. And if not, you can plant a seed, any kind of seed that you want to grow. Or just go visit a tree, say hi, and introduce yourself. So I'm sending you lots of love.
Sycamore got to grow down to grow up. Young roots hold the soil like baby's first cup. And when they bend you in two and say too green for the fire, when all you want to do is be a part of the fire,